My name's Nick Lee. I'm a senior. I was drawn into new media because it seemed like a logical step because I like computers and I don't know, they kind of offered everything that I was interested in and made sense for me.
Alright, so my name is Shelby Caret. I am a graduating, hopefully, senior in new media with 2 minors in graphic design and innovation engineering. And I came in as a journalism major, surprisingly. And then pretty much they told me right out of the gate, like, journalism is dying. And if you guys are here, like, you're gonna have a really hard time in life with this, like, degree. And I had always liked graphic design and art, and I was talking to Nick actually, and he told me what his major was, and I was like, oh, that sounds like everything and more that I would want in a major. So I switched my second semester freshman year, and I've been happily involved ever since.
Okay, I'm Nicole Levy. I'm also a new media senior with minors in graphic design and business administration. I think coming out of high school I was really into art and design, and at the time that's kind of what new media seemed like to me, so I thought it would be a good course and just to see what else it had in store.
I came in thinking it was going to be more graphic design based and more video and I guess more application than actual like the coding and all that other kind of BS that they put us through.
Ditto. Yeah, definitely thought it would be more design based or not so much like, it seemed kind of like computer science at first, and I didn't really know what I got myself into, and it was a little scary, but stuck with it, and it was good.
There were definitely a lot of classes that we had together where we were like, I don't know how we even got in this class, but it's required, and so here we are. But in retrospect, I've never felt like bad about the time I spent taking those classes we were required to take, because now I feel like I have more like well-rounded understanding, and if I'm ever working on a project in the future with people who are programming, and even though that's not my passion, like I can talk to them and have a really in-depth conversation about it because I do have that understanding, thanks to them making us take those classes. Europe trip?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably like the highlight.
Yeah, we were all,
being a media student.
and Neil behind the camera included was able to come with us on this trip. That was I think that maybe as some people who are in like engineering majors or like science, nursing don't take new media seriously, we've been given some opportunities that are like very hands-on, and I think that Europe trip we met some people that we never thought we would be so lucky to be able to have such an intimate experience with.
And be able to see how far we could take what we learned in new media to like see it applied, like classes that we took, like Arduino classes and stuff like that, and see it applied in a real world application. Was very cool.
I think it's like eye-opening for like what we could do in the future. Like for a while there, we're all kind of like, what are we gonna do with this? Like kind of confused about what new media is, and still a little bit. But I think that trip really like was refreshing because kind of showed like how far we can go with everything we've learned, and kind of the possibilities are endless with our major.
So true. Yeah, that was probably our favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think just that also the people like learning from each other. I think we've all learned a lot from every single person because we've gone through every class together with the same people, and the teachers even like.
Most of us struggle with the same issues, so like working that out, like I don't know. I know I wouldn't have been able to make it through these classes without everybody else.
It's really true though.
Yeah.
I think we have a good like community.
Yeah.
I think.
For sure. And it's also like healthy competition as well. Like if you like, for example, I can't remember what Sheridan's class was actually called, but when we would have those like video animation projects, like it was never any of our true passions to be like animation designers.
Well, except for like Hong.
Well, besides Hong.
And with his, you could tell though that he put a lot of work into it.
For sure.
Like next
and
level.
he's like really setting the bar super high.
Yep.
It's kind of one of those things
we
where it's
didn't
like
even touch it. But.
You want to impress everybody in the class. You don't want to like someone's better than yours, and you're just like, oh, like, I should try harder next time.
Yeah, because it's not like we have exams where we can compare scores. Like grades in new media are a joke. Like there's really no reason to anything.
What grades?
Yeah, exactly. So it's all like really in the projects where you can tell when people are doing well or.
You kind of see like everyone's strengths. So like when you're struggling with something, you know who to go to, and you can. I feel like I can ask almost anybody for help and not like feel awkward
Right.
asking or uncomfortable.
Yep.
And like we share projects too. Like I know earlier this year, Rory was working on a project, and like I wanted to take what he did and use it for like something with mine. So instead of starting over, he like just gave me his code so I could like kind of rework it, and like that collaboration is very key in our major.
Yeah, it is. I hated collaborating at first. Like, I really hated working with people. I think in high school, you kind of are given the impression, bless you, you're given the impression in high school maybe that working in groups is the worst because somebody always ends up carrying the team and you have those people that really slack and you come into working in groups in new media and you're like, oh, this is gonna blow. This is just gonna suck. And then you find out people actually do want to participate and do want to contribute, and like you learn how to maybe apply this real life collaboration setting into like an interview process. Like I work with teams and I know how to collaborate and I know what I can do, what I can bring to a team. So that's cool.
Everybody's diverse skills was very cool in new media because like when you did meet like team up with people, everybody had a job and that it was kind of like whatever their focus within new media was, they would apply that to whatever project you were working on.
You never want to like let your team down.
Yeah.
So that was a key point.
Maybe some people do.
I mean, I know you guys are applying like some reach jobs right now, like
Yeah.
really out there, but I think
Got a dream.
I think you have potential like from new media because like you know a little bit of everything. So like there's no job that we can't get except for maybe experience, but that's something that we'll gain.
I think the pace of our classes, we learn really fast. We have to learn all these different programs or different skills fast so that we can do projects or you know like get through the course. So
yeah, like you might not know how to write code, but you know how to figure it out to like get the job done.
Right.
Like you know what to look up, where to look for it, and how to do it.
And what's interesting also, so our teaching staff's kind of old, like no offense to those guys, but like their generation, it's impressive first off that generation has attached themselves to a topic and like a ever changing subject that's like we're having problems like keeping up with. And so for them to like there's no textbooks, we can't buy textbooks in new media because it's constantly getting outdated like immediately. So having to like kind of struggle with them to keep up and like stay on top of like what's current has been a challenge. But like they said, it just like you said, I mean like keeping up, like learning fast, being adaptable or whatever has been nice. But where you want to take new media is hard because you go to an interview and they're like, the question is, what is new media? And like no one's really answered it for us. Like no one's been like, okay guys, it's your senior year, we'll let you know. Like we've been keeping it a big secret. Yeah. But you just kind of, you have that freedom to express it the way that you see it and the way that you understand it. And so like I have 2 minors that I kind of made my own little bundle with graphic design and new media and innovations so that I can market myself better and I can like focus on what I want to. But my interpretation of new media is different from Nick's or from Nicole's, but it means a lot to me that I've like dedicated my past 4 years to this.
I feel like new media is everybody has a different definition for it. Like you can't just say this is what it is. Like engineering, this is engineering. Like okay, you understand that, or like math, like this is how you do math. Like new media, I think everyone has their own personal like attachment to it. That's kind of what you want to do with it. The path that we take, the classes that we've all taken, we have electives, and it kind of like directs you in the direction, the path that you want to take with it after college. Like I'm more like I intern at a magazine. I want to go into like publishing maybe or some kind of production career, and so I've been able to take like advertising and graphic design and all those things, while Nick's taken more like software classes, like using Arduino boards and stuff like that. So I really think it's like a personal definition.
The only thing I can compare it to is maybe like a character build in a video game where everybody starts at the same point, and then everybody kind of takes their own path to end up with their specific skills and talents, and they kind of it's all individual, and like whatever classes you take, like I don't know, you build from the ground up, and everybody I don't know, everybody ends up
Mhm.
good in the end, but with different skills depending on what their passion is and like what they want to do.
Be friends with Mike Scott.
Yeah.
He makes
That's
really
so
good food.
When I was a freshman, I went to my first capstone night, and who knows if they'll even continue with
Oh my
those. Those
gosh.
might be a
I was
prehistoric
with
thing
you that
already.
night.
And like, there was one senior who looked at me in the eyes and was like, "Run." He was like, "Get out of the program while you can. It's going to be a total waste of your time and money." And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, why would he tell a stranger who's a freshman in new media, like, get out? And I was, for some reason, compelled to keep going and to like prove this guy wrong. Like, nope, I'm gonna actually stay and waste my time and money and like actually see where this takes me. So I think that from that story, I wouldn't tell a freshman to run. I couldn't have asked for a more special experience in my college career. Like, this is exactly what me individually, and I'm sure these two and everyone else, like, they pulled their own very special lessons from this major, and it might be difficult and it might not be like totally orthodox, but it's something that is so special in comparison to all these other collegiate like paths you could take. And I would say struggle through the struggles, but really like enjoy yourself and like everything else that you can, because it's something that is very special. Yeah.
I guess I would say find what you're passionate about and really like hold on to that. Like, my first couple of years in new media, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and it was more of feeling it out and trying to see what's out there. And then now I know like what I'm comfortable doing and like what I want to do. And like, I don't know, teachers aren't here to like actually teach you. They're here to help you like find the information that you're looking for. It's so hard to explain.
It's like when you ask Mike a question, he's kind of just like, I don't know,
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
he's
no
telling
right
you
or wrong.
He
Yeah.
like asks you to figure it out by yourself, because you really
Yeah.
do. That's how you learn. That's
Yeah.
how they taught us to
Yeah.
learn. Is we have to think
that's a
on it by
great.
ourselves.
That's the biggest thing in this major is learning on your own and like being self-motivated to like get stuff done.
You never get straight answers here.
Yeah,
It's so true.
you don't.
Yeah.
And like to get the most out of it, you have to do some projects. Like, you have to find stuff to do on your own that will advance you in whatever career path you want to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Cam and I have Loose Crew, which is a clothing company that we started in new media, and then we kind of took it outside, and like now we're taking all the classes in design and like website stuff, and we're applying that to like a real world thing. And it's not like for a class, but like there's tons of work going into it, and we're not even making money, so.
As wonderfully flexible as new media is, and like how the standards are very like changing all the time, there's almost so much flexibility and room that's given to you that it's giving you a lot of opportunities to not mess up, to like
Slip through the cracks.
Yeah, to slip through the cracks. To like, for example, my advisor just said, like, I'm supposed to be graduating in May. I plan on graduating in May. To my knowledge, I am graduating in May. However, she just told me, poke your head in during hours. If it's a thumbs up, you're good. If it's a thumbs down, we're gonna have to, figure out. And I'm like, how is this even a conversation we're having right now? Like, how is this not like, so happy for you to be graduating in May? Like, it's like, you might still be good.
Perhaps.
So yeah, perhaps. So sometimes I guess if you really are struggling, they aren't always so available to you for input or advice or communication. And it's also due to new media and like technology that's the case. Like, if you are really struggling on a project and you're not on campus and you're reaching out to them on email, it's so easy for anyone to just ignore you. Yeah, and there are so many people who maybe are reaching out at different times. It might be overwhelming for whoever is teaching, and that's where it's also really nice to have like a good connection with your classmates, because if you're struggling, you can call them whenever, and they're gonna be like, I don't know what I'm doing either.
Just doesn't really help all the time. But.
And then you can collaborate like a mass turnover in the classroom, and you can all like be like, I tried to get a hold of you and you weren't available.
That's like exactly what we did in 306, was it? Julian's class.
Yeah.
When we were all like, none of us, she asked us what we thought about our final project, remember?
Oh yeah.
And we're all like, no.
Yeah.
Like, nobody had like a good enough idea for her, I guess. And we all just came together kind of, and we're like, we want to do something else. And she listened to us, and she was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, was
We'll
that
figure it
when
out.
we made up our own projects?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She threw out the entire lesson plan she
Yeah,
had
she's
for
like-
the year.
Just kidding.
I'm feeling like you guys aren't totally into the syllabus.
We,
So we're gonna
we-
do something
she-
different.
She literally took us outside. We sat on a picnic table, and she's like, "I'm gonna go for a walk. Like, you guys figure out what you want to do,
Oh my
and like,
god.
I'll come back." That's actually when Cam and I started Loose Group.
Yeah, it
was
is.
that class.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
My biggest issue is that it's too easy to like slide through new media.
Oh, yeah.
And get a great GPA.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like there are hard classes that are the most fulfilling and like you get the most out of it. But if you want to just take the 4 years off and just get a degree and like not really an education, it's too easy to do that.
Mhm.
Like there are no make or break classes in new media except for capstone, and at that point,
It's too late.
yeah, I mean you're supposed to be graduating in a month, and like if you don't have your stuff together, then you
Yeah.
don't graduate.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like our easier classes, kind of. It's like you could have a terrible project.
Yeah,
And like everyone in the class, because we all have to critique each other, that's the only way we learn. It's like someone can have a terrible project and still get a passing grade. And you're kind of just like, I
Yeah.
tried so hard and I
I
did a
know
great
this-
project, or this person did so great and this person is just, passing just because they handed in a project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing where like tests and projects kind of like, it's hard for us because it's so different than
Mhm.
other majors, I guess.
The critiquing is tough too, because we'll be in art classes where everyone's on the same level, but you're expected to tell someone that what they did for their project isn't good.
Mhm.
And like I know a lot of the times I would get critiqued by people who did worse projects, and I'd be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Who are you to talk?" Like,
Yeah.
like
It is hard.
Or like
'Cause, like,
people
you-
won't give you true feelings because they're your friends, or
yeah.
they don't want to hurt your feelings, or
Or
the
like
teacher.
you work for hours and hours on a project, and like you think it's really good, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, that's all right." Then somebody does like, they finish it 5 minutes before class starts. Like they did it in the 5 minutes when they got there, and then everyone's like, "Wow, that's so good." I'm
That's
like,
really good.
I know that's like real world stuff, but it's still,
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my
It's,
pet
it's
peeves.
really frustrating.
Yeah.
We're experiencing that. Well, we have both kind of taken the graphic design like minor route because we're more involved with that. And in graphic design, when we are critiquing, we're like, how is it possible that like this person is gonna graduate with a minor in graphic design and they're gonna have that to show, but what they are bringing to class is like unbelievable. Like, and it's kind of like that's crazy that you're just paying the money and you're
For the degree.
yeah, and you're going through the processes, and then you just have your degree, and it doesn't matter like how good you were.
Because new media doesn't fail kids,
Yeah,
except for capstone.
This is kind of weird because I feel like usually we have bad things to say about new media.
I
We've
know.
said so
Yeah,
many
like-
good things. I think just being a senior and coming full circle, you kind of just realize it now that
You can step back and see.
I feel like this program has actually really helped me with my career. Like
Mhm.
we've all gotten, like internships, job opportunities, like because of the things that we've learned throughout the 4 years that we've been in new media.
The people that we've met.
A lot of connections and
Yeah.
I mean, I DJ'd
inspiration.
Yeah.
I DJ'd Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week because of new media, so
Give that.
I'll take it.
It's like the gold medal on the wall.
Yeah.
Also, something that I really like that I always wanted to touch on, I forgot until now. The flexibility that you get with new media has like opened so many doors for me. Like, our class schedule is like it is firm. We have to go to class every week, but our teachers are so understanding of how important it is to get experience. So if you're gonna be gone for an interview somewhere to get an internship, they're like, have so much fun. Tell me how it went. Or like, I wanted to travel a lot and get a lot of experience, and when we all went to New York just for that week, they were very like flexible and understanding that that's a big deal. Like, Jorge, our teacher, was like, take pictures and show me. Like, I'm so excited for you guys. Whereas I guess in like engineering or
Even my business classes.
yeah, they're
our
like,
teachers, like, weren't
you're
happy
crazy
about it.
if you think you're gonna go to New York next week.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wait, but this is a lifetime opportunity. So the flexibility has been like wonderful, and I know I couldn't have gotten that experience from in any other situation, but I didn't know that I was getting that when I came into it. It was just kind of like an added benefit.
The professors really understand that like a lot of learning comes outside of the classroom.
Mhm.
Like we meet to talk about what we learned, but
Mhm.
the majority of what we learn is application and experience.
It's like they say, like, you're supposed to spend 3 hours out of class for every hour
Yeah.
of class that you have, and it's like we do that like
Yeah.
every day, which is weird to think about. And it's not like you even have to try to spend time outside of class doing media things, or
Yeah, but it's like what
like-
we like to do, so
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
it helps.
Yeah, that does help. So yeah, that's it.